new day, new Kendama, more soundproofing behind me, and a new camera angle. It's right there. Do you see it? That's right. We're getting fancy up in here. This is the Grain Theory Legaxis collaboration Kendama. They made the Ben Harold mod and the Kristian Aynedter mod, and I have with me the Kristian Aynedter mod. So what's really cool about this is it's also made in Japan. Legaxis is one of few kendama companies that actually still make all of their kendamas in Japan. Most of them are made in China, or a handful of them are made in the USA. But it's kind of a special thing that this is made in Japan, where kendama originated. So it's a little, it's kind of, it's not like a piece of history, but it's a little homage to Japan and the birthplace of kendama. All right, let's open it up. First things first, play every day Grain Theory sticker. Very cool. Here we go. We have the kendama and another Grain Theory sticker. Actually, I think I see there, yeah. There's a bearing bead in there too. I don't know if that's supposed to be in there, or if it fell out, or if like it's an extra one that accidentally got thrown into that package, but either way, cool, extra bearing bead. This is by far the smallest bearing bead I've ever seen. I didn't even know they actually made these. It's like a half-size bearing bead. Whatever, cool. I'm gonna put this over there and hope I don't lose it. And here we have the kendama. We have the Kristian Aynedter custom dyed bag on the front here. This is one of the coolest graphics, and I really hope they put it on a t-shirt soon because I would love to have this. And on the other side, we have this Legaxis full circle emblem. Opening up the drawstring bag, we have the kendama. There it is, and looks like we also have some string. 2 strings, actually. We have a red string and a black string. That's very cool. Also in the bag, we have a button and another bearing bead. So these are just kind of hanging out in the bag, so I'm guessing it's supposed to come with 2 strings, 2 beads, and this one just kind of fell out inside the packaging. So 2 strings, 2 bearings, and a Grain Theory button. So here's the kendama. It comes in this bubble wrap packaging, which is actually totally sealed up. There's no opening. That's cool. So if we just open it up, and there it is. I'm gonna put the tama to the side, and we're gonna go over the Ken first. So first off, this is the Kristian Aynedter mod. You have his logo here on the bottom of the handle, the Find Your Wings Co. logo, as well as these 4 burns on the Ken. Under the big cup, you have this KA Kristian Aynedter logo, and on the bottom of the small cup, you have the Grain Theory caliper logo. The tip on this is also a bullet tip, so it's a lot shorter and more rounded than the standard sort of like pencil tip that you're probably used to seeing. The base cup is also really unique. It's kind of got like a double bevel situation going on. It's a really deep base cup, but it kind of has 2 parts to it. So this outer ring has a standard sort of concave to it, but in the center they were able to make it deeper and take out some weight so it's better for lunars, but you're still not giving up any of the surface contact because of that outer ring. That's so smart. So to give you an idea of the size and the shape of the Ken, we're gonna do a comparison to the Sweets Prime Ken. Immediately you can see that the Kristian Aynedter mod is a bit bigger. It's just kind of beefier all around. When we're comparing cup sizes, big cup, Grain Theory definitely takes it. Looks like the same on the small cup as well, it's just a bit bigger. And the base cup, pretty much identical. It's not quite as big as some of the larger Kens out there, like the Soul Shape or the Sleigh Dog even, but it's definitely a good size. It's kind of right in that sweet spot. If you're not a huge fan of bigger Kens, this is still sort of a modern size, which I think you'll really like. One of the things that intrigued me a lot about this kendama was the Legaxis paint that came on it. I've heard it's very unique, and I really wanted to experience it for myself. I would compare it to more of a silk paint for sure. It's definitely not a sticky clear paint. It does feel a lot like the Rhino or Hippo Clear you get from Kendama Israel, just a bit thinner, and I love that paint. It's my favorite silk type of paint, so I'm pretty excited to try this out and see how it plays. Also, the bevel on this kendama features a dual bevel. So you can see there's sort of 2 different angles that the hole was cut, which I think looks really cool. Aside from making the bevel a bit less like harsh and looking really cool, I don't know if it does much. This is the first time I've ever had a kendama with a dual bevel, so this is another reason why I'm really excited to play this, to see if it feels any different, if I can tell a difference at all. The tama is actually the 70-30 split, which I really, really like. 70-30s are probably my favorite sort of I'd say paint scheme, but in this case, it's not paint, it's wood burns. So there are these 3 perfect circles burned around the bevel, which really helps for tracking and I think looks really cool. It looks really clean. On the very top too, right by this string hole, you have the Legaxis full circle logo, which looks awesome. Having the 70-30 design as well as the Legaxis logo on the top makes this Tama really good for tracking. But it's also very minimal. It doesn't shout at you. It doesn't have really bright colors. Especially when pairing it with the Ken, I think this is one of the cleanest, best looking Kendamas out there, and I think it's gonna play amazingly. I also noticed on my Tama that I got this really cool sort of birthmark in the wood. You can see that the grain sort of wraps up to this black dot right here. I think it looks so cool. It's a grain theory Kendama, and I am definitely not mad about seeing some more grain. The weight is definitely on the heavier side. It's a heavier setup, but it feels really balanced. All right, I'm gonna string this up. That way we kind of get an idea of how long the string is that it comes with. It looks like a really long string. Yeah, at least 6 fingers. I hate when Kendamas come with a 3-finger string. I always replace them. It's not a huge deal, but it's sort of just kind of like an outdated length in my opinion. A lot of people still play with it, but the majority of people nowadays play with at least a 4-finger string, and it doesn't hurt to just add an extra inch or 2 of string. That way I can trim it back to the length I like, instead of having to totally replace it. It's just a waste of string. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave me some recommendations in the comments on what I should unbox next. I've got a couple in the works, and I'm really excited for some upcoming videos. So stay tuned. Thank you guys again for watching. I will see you next time.